Hey everyone. All right, so in today's vlog, I want to talk about just these energy blocks and just shed a little bit of light on what energy blocks may look like and how deep they go based on your experiences and your personality. So the energy block that I'm going to talk about today is going to be money. So most of us have energy blocks about money, right? And we try and figure out, okay, where does this fear, because an energy block is always fear. So in my journey, what I did, I was trying to figure out where does this money fear come from? So at first, like years ago, I linked this money fear to it always starts with your family, right? With your upbringing. So I linked it to my family and my upbringing, and what I released a lot. Like one of the things, I think the biggest release for me was money was looked at in a hoarding type of way as I grew up. So money had more value than relationships or love. And that's not, I'm not just saying my mom and dad. My mom and dad were very free with their money. Like they worked hard and they spent their own money, and they brought like my dad's whole family over. So there was this, I was actually raised with a very like balance, and there was a lot of giving. It's a lot of effort. And kudos to my mom for supporting my dad and bringing his whole family over from India into Canada. So that was a huge part of the way I was raised, that you give. Okay, so that was one thing. It was very giving. But as we got older, I started noticing that there was money had value for, especially my dad's family. The way my dad's family, especially his brothers, treated my dad when it came to money, like practically stealing, honestly, to be real about it. The way I witnessed all of that while I was a teenager and this was going on when they got to Canada, I realized it had a huge impact on me. I began to see money as like, or I experienced money in a sense where money was more important than relationships. You know, money was more important than love. And I didn't realize how much of an impact that had on me until now, until recently. I do all these vlogs very raw and as these thoughts come to me. So as I went out for my walk, and I always do a mantra, and my mantra, feel free to use it, is always, I have money for whatever I need and want. I have money for whatever I need and want. And that's the mantra that I usually do, my money mantra. Today I changed it up a little and I just said, I have my $1 million in the bank. It came easy and quick. I have my $1 million in the bank. It came easy and quick. And as I do that money mantra, I visualize. So whether I'm at the gym or I'm out for a walk, what I do is I visualize, I'm recording on my phone, but I actually have like $1 million note on my phone as my screensaver. And the color, it's funny because I've always had, like, not always, as I work through the trauma or my beliefs of money, it's not really trauma, and I started releasing my beliefs of money that I grew up with, that money's not a replacement of love or happiness. It is not. And like, I've worked through that and I fully believe it's not. And that's not even a part of me anymore. It's gone. It's not, it's a story that I don't really even tell anymore because it's not my story anymore. And that is also the key. You need to change your story. But also, so going back to this, so I have a really good relationship with money. I still have my fears, and I'll tell you why in a second. But when I was doing my mantra and I changed it from I have money for whatever I need and want. I have money for whatever I need and want. And from that mantra, when I first started, I began to visualize money. Money would come to me like happily. I felt the energy of money and it would be so happy to be around me, and it would just like be excited and just be all around me. And that's the visualization that I would have when I would go for my walks or even in meditation sometimes. And today I changed my mantra a little bit because I want to see how specific mantras, I'm just testing this, how if I can really attract with my open channels specific mantras. So today I said the mantra about I have $1 million in my bank. It came easily and it came quickly. And that's what I said. So when I was saying that mantra as I was walking, $1 million bill to me and the energy that came to me was a purpley blue color. So this energy came very excited to be around me. But what happened that was very different was this money came around me and I visualize it as energy. So it's light. It started as like notes when I first started doing this visualization years ago, but now this time this $1 million bill came to me in a color, light energy. So this light energy was a purpley blue color for me. It can be whatever for you. And it came to me very happy, and it always almost just like embraces me, like kisses me. And I can feel that, and it feels like I can feel it on my lips. It's actually amazing. It's bizarre, but I always like giggle at it. It's fun. Then for the first time, this color went right inside of my body, right inside of my energy and outside of my energy. So I had this beautiful like bluey purple color money vibration inside and outside of me. And as I walked with that vibration, now I'm holding that color, I'm holding that $1 million energy, I'm saying my mantra. And as I'm saying my mantra, I am releasing fears, obviously. Like I still have fears of money, but I wanted to understand now the deepest core, because I've worked through that family shit. So now I'm like, okay, so now what is it? And that's when I realized that my life mission my soul's mission has been to get past loneliness. I've talked about this in vlogs before. So as I went on my journey to get rid of loneliness, just like a few days ago, I realized as I was releasing loneliness, I realized that I was holding this energy that I wasn't allowed to be happy, that I was meant to be unhappy. So this realization came to me as loneliness started dissipating, because I don't feel lonely anymore. So then I started to do this mantra, I deserve happiness, I deserve happiness. And today when I was walking and I started holding that $1 million energy and saying that mantra, that thought of lonely and happy, it started entering my mind's eye. And I thought, okay, what? Because remember now, when I do these mantras, I always ask guidance and clarity to get rid of the inside junk, my shadow selves. And today, for my walk, I wanted to get rid of the dirty, ugly feeling of like, what is it inside of me that holds fear around money still? Because I've released so much of it. What more do I need to do? So the thought that came up while I was walking was that now that your loneliness has turned into happiness, you need to know, and you want money to come to you in the easiest way, in the highest good. It's happening. It's happening with this $1 million energy within you. But the reason, my girl, it's happening is because you released loneliness and you started looking at money like money doesn't make me happy. Money is not my happiness. Money is a necessity. I love money. I do. I think there's nothing wrong with money. I don't think it's evil. I think it's positive to have money. But because I came to that balance, but the reason the money couldn't come to me because I had this deep core belief that I didn't deserve to be happy. So if I believe that money money doesn't make me happy, it's something I want because it'll make my life more stable and easy, but I couldn't have it until I realized that I deserve to be happy. See how complicated yet simple it is? So these are profound to me. I always say the word profound because they truly, deeply are. And I just got in from my walk and I wanted to share that with you. That's how crazy it is. It's like that simple but that complicated at the same time. Now I've linked that loneliness, happiness, and then coming into happiness and the money thing together for you. To move to move, like, not forward, to give you a little bit more history on the money thing for me was, so I worked through like my childhood beliefs, right? And then I became an entrepreneur. And as I became an entrepreneur, I listened to Gary Vee a lot. Like, I love Gary Vee. I think he is so great. I absolutely love him. But what he did for me was he put in my mind that I had to grind, that I had to work. So I spent like 7 years working really, really hard. And I thought I was like notch on my belt for that. I am grinding, I'm working hard for my money, and this is just what is expected when you're an entrepreneur. And I'm here to tell you that that belief got so ingrained in me, and it wasn't because of my mantras now that money comes to me easily in the highest good, easiest path. When I started saying that mantra like 3 years ago, my subconscious obviously began to shift. So my subconscious now started believing money's supposed to come easily. But yet, here I am, I'm freaking grinding. I'm grinding and I'm working hard and I'm doing good, but it's all forced. So I went from, like, it was like a tug of war. On one side, I'm telling my subconscious, teaching my subconscious mind that I deserve money and it comes to me easily and happily and all of this stuff. Yet I wasn't happy. Yet I inside, deep down, believed without even knowing in my subconscious that I don't deserve to be happy. Okay, so here I am saying that on one side. And on the other side, I'm listening to Gary Vee and I'm working hard as an entrepreneur. I'm I'm grinding. And this is like bipolar energy right here. It's like this. So on my walk just now, the reason I'm doing this vlog is because I realized, because I deserve to be happy and I want happiness. I want nothing but happiness for myself from here on in. And I truly want business and money and everything to happen happily, easily, because of that. And I've been really believing that. I started turning my business from it's now a wholesale business. So I completely changed the structure of my business. Now I've been doing more content creation, and I want to get out there and do content creation for companies, for other people. So, and that makes me happy. That actually makes me really happy, and it actually brings in a really lucrative income too. So now I'm not working as hard because I'm happy. So this part of me, this grind, is like losing its power, but my happy and my easy and my $1 million is gaining power because I have tapped into that subconscious mind over years, and now the subconscious mind truly believes that money should come to me easily, happily. I'm gonna hold on to it, and that $1 million is in the bank. I hope that made sense. I always like to talk raw, but if you followed this vlog all along, I hope it made sense of how, like I said just a little while ago, of how complicated it truly is to go through this. Most people will die not even reflecting and knowing your subconscious mind and live like a robot. But when you truly can tap in, it changes your life. Like, my life feels really changed right now. I'm so happy. Love you guys.